This next belief is a belief that many of our 13,000 plus clients have had. Nothing I do is good enough. Okay, I know it might be embarrassing to acknowledge that you hold this negative belief. If you're like many of the clients we've worked with, you don't walk around always feeling like nothing you do is good enough. You may have had many accomplishments in your life that make you feel good about yourself a lot of the time. Or you may have learned to suppress any negative feelings that come from this belief. In either case, it's important to at least be open to the idea that you might have a belief like this. Because if you have it, it's most likely holding you back in some areas of your life. It's one of the most important beliefs causing your lack of self-confidence. And when you get rid of it, I promise life will get better. Although this belief might sound like it's the same as one you already eliminated, I'm not good enough. It's not. It's possible to eliminate that belief and still hold this one. In many cases, we form several beliefs from the same events. In fact, you'll see in a little bit that the next three beliefs were formed from pretty much the same events that led to I'm not good enough and nothing I do is good enough. Here's how to determine if you hold this belief. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Please remember to keep answering out loud. Also, if you need more time to think about the question or give a complete answer, please click the pause button just below. The obvious way to discover if you have the belief nothing I do is good enough is to ask yourself, do I ever feel like nothing I do is good enough, even a little bit? If the answer is yes, then you can see it's most probably a belief that causes that feeling. Do you feel that nothing I do is good enough when you make a mistake or fail? Can you get that that feeling is probably the result of this belief? You may have begun to notice that it's getting easier to answer questions coming from a computer with no one in the room. Even if you don't live up to other people's expectations, do you ever feel like nothing you do is good enough? That also would be evidence that you probably hold the belief. Do you procrastinate a lot? Are you worried that what you're putting off won't be good enough? More evidence you probably hold the belief. Remember, you can hold the belief that intellectually you don't think is true about you. Today as an adult, you might know that you're good enough. But just knowing that isn't enough to eliminate the belief if it was formed in your childhood. I had most of the beliefs on this program, including this one, myself. Please say, nothing I do is good enough, out loud. Does this statement feel true? Even a little bit? If it does, you have the belief. You now know what it feels like to say these words when you have the belief. You'll say the same words out loud at the end of the process, and will experience what the words feel like when you no longer believe the statement. Okay? Let's get rid of nothing I do is good enough. Based on our experience with thousands of clients, I can honestly say that most people who lack the self-confidence to do what they really want to do have this belief. When you find the source of this belief, you'll understand why so many people have it. But if you're absolutely certain that you don't have this belief, please click Next Belief and proceed to the next belief. Don't forget, though, that if you do have the belief, you could be missing out on the opportunity to get rid of it forever. And if you believe it even a little bit, and you don't get rid of it, you'll not be able to significantly improve your sense of self-confidence. My voice will now stop, so you can write down this belief in the text box on your computer monitor. Click Continue when you're ready to continue with the process to eliminate the belief, nothing I do is good enough.